I went to a restaurant and it got to dessert. And I kind of like dessert. I'm a sugar person. My wife's a savory person, but I'm a sugar person. It said, do not read the description below if you are of a weak chocolate disposition. Well, I thought that's me. I'm of a weak chocolate disposition, so I better read it. And I did. The dessert was called Death by Chocolate. Oh, there's one way I want to die. It's this way. Are you ready to sell your soul to the chocolate god? Yes, I am. Our famous Death by Chocolate molten lava cake is less of a cake and more of a three-way chocolate symphony for the taste buds. Your plate arrives with what appears to be a simple, warm, moist chocolate cake sitting on a melting chocolate brick. I'm in, I'm in, I'm in. But as your spoon cuts into the chocolate lava river, as you cuts into the chocolate lava river oozes over your plate, causing dessert envy all around you. Your first mouthful is the point of no return. Hold back your smug smile as the orchestra plays inside your mouth. No one likes a bad winner, except the winner. This generous overindulgence is often a luxury beyond one person's ability to absorb. That's why we provide two spoons. See you in heaven. Well, does that sit at the input end of the scale, or does that sit at the results or value end of the scale? I'm not even gonna, we know, right? You know where I'm going with this. Okay. Next week I go into the restaurant and this is what it's got there. They've changed the menu. Chocolate cake, one flour, one cup, two eggs, one cup. What have they done? What have they done? They said, oh, no, the restaurant's been taken over by an accountant. What? Well, he wanted to get more accurate with the descriptions. He felt it was a little too salesy. And no, it wasn't. I just wanted to tell you what, be honest and give you the facts on what was in it. Right? It's like, oh. Now, a silly example, of course, an accountant didn't take over the restaurant, right? I'm just trying to shock you. But you'd say, well, that's how silly. I'd never do that. I'm an accountant. I wouldn't do that. Well, okay, you wouldn't do that in a restaurant, I know. But have you ever seen anything that sort of kind of remotely resembles this? Oh, you get zero, you can have red tape, growth, or virtual set. Okay, well, you can, look at the line items on the left. If they are not ingredients in a cake, then I don't know what is. They're just ingredients. Where's the sex in that? Now, it may be, you know what it is. I can tell you as a business owner, I've been in business for maybe 20 years myself. I mean, I know what the terms are. I don't know how they're going to change my life, right? They're just a list of things. So if you're doing anything like this, you are selling ingredients, right? So if you were to put that on the list, on the scale, where would that go? Well, probably around probably around one or two, right? Whereas the death by chocolate would be up around 5 or 6, right? It doesn't tell me how my life's going to change, but it does for a brief period of time. It tells me I'm going to get dessert envy all around the table, and people aren't going to like me, and I'm going to be smiling smugly. I mean, for a 10-minute space and time, that sounds pretty appealing as the orchestra plays inside my mouth, right? Right, compliance stuff. How do you sell your compliance? Where are you? One or two, or you're 5 or 6? Now, I'll admit, selling compliance at 5 or 6 is not easy. It can be done, but it does require a little bit of skill. Now, think about what's another product you're used to hearing about. If you've got kids, you will know what a Happy Meal is. You will know what a Happy Meal is, and you'll know exactly where to get it. Now, just the name. Is that name Happy Meal? Does that sit at the 1 or 2, or does that sit at the 5 or 6? Happy Meal. Is that a result, or is that an input? I mean, they don't input happiness, do they? That's the outcome. That's the result. Pretty clever. Pretty clever. Here's a couple of other fun ones. The nutrition bomb. This is just menu items. I'm not sure where I saw it, but you can see my phone taking the camera. But the smiling avocado, positive pancakes, the nutrition bomb, the notorious ACAI. It can be done. Now here's another example. This is a classic one. This is one of Darren and my favorites. So Nora Hayden wrote a book in the 90s called Astrological Love, and she sold 600,000 copies. And you might say, well, $600,000 copies is pretty good. And you say, yeah, well, it is pretty good. It is pretty good. But look what happened when they changed the title, because they weren't particularly happy with it, right? So they changed the title to How to Satisfy a Woman Every Time and Have Her Beg for More, the first and only book that tells you exactly how. Now, astrological love may be input. How to satisfy a woman every time and have her beg for more? Are you kidding me? If that's not a result, I don't know what is. It's the first and only book that tells you exactly how. 4 million copies. I saw her I was in Canada. I remember seeing her being interviewed by Oprah. That's how big this book had gone so fast. Over, it says on the book over 2.5 million copies sold, but they sold over 4. Right? You've got to name it.